Welcome back to the Unprofessional Kyle channel. What we're going to talk about today is a little different from what I'm used to doing. It's not going to be anything mountain bike related. It's actually going to be dual sport related, adventure bike related, and so on. So what I have behind me is a 2021 CRF300L Rally. And why I have that is because I was planning on doing a Trans-America Trail trip this August. And if you're not familiar with the Trans-America Trail, basically the trail spans from the east coast to the west coast of the United States, and it hits as much dirt road as possible and tries to avoid the asphalt roads. And it's a well mapped out route, and there's a couple different ways to do it. Being that I'm in California, what a friend of mine and I decided was we were going to drive up the California coast to Oregon, pick it up there, and then go from Oregon over, and then there's kind of a western lollipop loop that you do there. And it pretty much covers half the trail, but it's like an out and back, so it's still 5,000 miles. So yeah, so it was going to take about a month, and it's just camping off the bike, hotels when necessary, mostly dirt roads, and just a whole lot of adventure. So today, what I want to talk about specifically is the Tusk Excursion Rackless Luggage system, and why I chose it over things like the Wolfman, the Moscow, there's a bunch of other ones I can't even remember the names of. So why I chose it over those, and what I think you might like about it. So first things first, here it is. Boom. And we're mounted. No, just kidding. So obviously, as you can see, I don't have it mounted to the bike currently. I'm waiting on a top rack from T-Rex Moto. There's a bunch of options on top rack, so I got one coming. This system actually does not require a top rack to mount to. However, I think it's ideal to have a top rack still, because if you don't want to do the saddlebags and you just want to throw a bag or something on there, you got a lot of support under it instead of it being on the fender, and then you're not just kind of limited to running the saddlebags as it is now. And the other thing is that you have to drill into the fender if you don't have a top rack. So that's not really something I want to do. It's not that big a deal, because I'm sure I'm going to screw these plastics up anyway. But so here's the deal with the Excursion. So you got 15 liters on either side. These guys here go on each side. They're dry bags. So basically it's just like any sort of backpacking bag setup. You put all your stuff in here. You roll it up real nice like. And then bing bang boom. It's virtually airtight. And so put this into the bag, and then you lock the bag down. I'll get some close-ups on that. So again, you get 15 liters on either side. That's a 30 liter. That's pretty good. I mean, it's probably going to be stretching it a little bit to put a full bag in there. They're pretty it's pretty durable material, so it's a little bit stubborn to get a full bag size in there. So what I did specifically was I bought the saddlebags with the center rack thing they mount to, and then the 22 liter, I think it's called the small, it's considered the small duffel. And it looks like this. Okay, well, that's not a very good example. So, kind of, imagine, here we go, let's see here. The same kind of roll-up feature, except you just, you clip down. How does this work? So basically it's the same thing. So this here, you get this, you mount it, and this is 22 liters. And so what I did was I ordered it all together with this duffel, and I'll put the price here, but it's significantly cheaper than some of the others, especially the Moscow. This also comes with the way that I ordered it, which this is a bottle holder, and then it straps to the little MOLLE straps underneath the saddlebags. And so there's one for each side. And what this is going to carry for me is a 1 liter MSR fuel can, just as like kind of an emergency backup, because with a larger tank I shouldn't have to carry extra fuel, but a little bit extra just in case is not a bad idea. And so the other one is going to be water for cooking and whatever, pretty much for cooking, because I'm going to carry like a Camelback for drinking water, but having a little additional water doesn't hurt. So that's that. But doing it like that, what I also did was I got this big, large duffel bag. And this is gonna fit all of my tent camping kind of gear. I currently have my tent in here with my tent poles, and it's a 2-person tent, so it's, you know, I got fairly large stuff going on here. So I got the tent in here. It's gonna have a sleeping pad, sleeping bag, probably a little pillow, like a collapsible pillow. And then most of my other gear is gonna go inside these. So the main thing again that I wanted to talk about was why I went with, I know I'm on my knees right now, it's just kind of weird, but I'm in frame. So what I wanted to talk about was that I chose this because doing it this way, ordering it with the bags, the rack, and then the small duffel, and then getting the large duffel separately, was still cheaper than a lot of other systems out there. Again, especially the Moscow. It's like half, this whole deal all together is like half the cost of a Moscow, if not less. And then I still end up, I think this is about 33 liters, so I'm running about 60 liters of capacity, which should be more than enough, like a lot more than enough, frankly. Why I went with the Excursion over the Highland is that the Highland has bigger saddlebags. I forget, I think it might be like 20 liters, I forget. But so what I was seeing is that they seem to kind of run into where your leg's going to be, and I'm a fairly large person at 6'3", 200 plus pounds. So I wanted to make sure I had enough space on the side. So a little bit smaller saddlebags and then a massive duffel bag to go on top. So that's kind of my loadout, and that's my plan. And we'll see if I actually get to go on this trip, because what happened was I went to this rock show and I got punched in the face and my eyeglasses broke and it lacerated my cornea, and I got stitches in there currently, and that's why I'm wearing sunglasses in the garage, because otherwise I'm squinting really hard and I look like an idiot, as opposed to now where I still look like an idiot. So hopefully I'll be able to heal in time for that. It's been about a month now, and it's beginning of May. So I've got a few months. We were gonna leave August 1st, and so we'll see how that works out. But I'll put links so you can kind of see what I'm talking about as far as the pricing goes and why it's so much cheaper. And again, the main thing I kind of want to give an idea of, just using this large duffel instead of having this stuff on the side, it does raise that weight up a bit, which is, you know, that's always going to hurt center of gravity, which is when you're balancing on a bike off-road. It's a little bit trickier, but again, I mean, like right now, this is like maybe 15 pounds. It's going to be about this weight too. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Again, I'm a large person, so the weight's probably going to be a little bit negligible for me. So anyway, so yeah, so stay tuned, and I'm going to try to make some videos on the Tat if I get to go on that trip. And otherwise, I'm going to try to do some more freeform content, kind of vloggy like this, to frankly, well, I hate editing, and so this is easier for me. So get out there, and remember, you don't have to be a pro to give it a go. Go out and get an adventure bike, and even if you lacerate your eye, you know, if it doesn't happen this year, it'll happen next year, or I'll just modify the trip, do something different. I don't know. What are you still doing here, man? Get out there, go out, have fun.